Hi there, my name is Emily Wilson and I am the executive chef for CookingPlanet.com. Thank you for joining us for another video blog. Today I'm going to be preparing a meal called Low Guilt, High Flavor. It's actually one of our featured meals right now. If you visit the webpage often, you'll notice that at the top we have sort of a spotlight area where we like to bring things to your attention. So I've chosen some meals going into this new year that I think will help you not only eat healthier and but also hopefully get into your kitchen and cook more at home, because I hope that the meals will inspire you, and they're all pretty easy actually, only a couple recipes to make a full meal. So in today's case, Low Guilt, High Flavor is Asian chicken lettuce cups, which I love because it's a lean protein with ground chicken breast, but then we add all this flavor with a lot of Asian ingredients. And we also add in some vegetables. So I'm using carrots and water chestnuts today, but if you have kids that love broccoli or green beans, you could certainly throw those in as well. And then the pair to it is a creamy cilantro and corn rice. So again, another kind of sneaked in vegetable with the corn, but again, you could use broccoli or green beans or both or whatever. And it's just sort of a rich, creamy rice dish made with coconut milk. And so both recipes take place in one pan for the chicken, one pan for the rice, so it's easy, and it will be ready in less than 35 minutes. So let's get started. I am following along on my laptop today, which you can do as well, or if you have the app for your iPhone or iPad, you could use that instead. And I just want you to see the experience that Cooking Planet brings into your kitchen for you. You don't have to print out these recipes and then coordinate them yourself and hope you remember what I did in this video blog, because everything I'm going to do is right here on the screen, the same way that you will see it. So that's one of the things about Cooking Planet. We just really want to make the cooking process easier. Not only is the planning process easier and choosing meals and kind of knowing what to pair together, all of that is made easier, but then when it comes time to cook, you're not just left alone to coordinate everything yourself. We do that for you. And one of the things that we hope everybody will resolve to do in this new year is to try to cook at home more often. We just think there are so many benefits, and truthfully, it's really one of the seeds of inspiration that caused Cooking Planet to be created in the first place. It's just sort of a shame that a lot of people are intimidated by their kitchen, and I think, you know, if you feel kind of intimidated that if you can't cook like a professional chef anymore, that you don't even want to try. And Cooking Planet really wants to make you feel more comfortable in your kitchen, give you a lot of ideas to keep you motivated and inspired, and also give you a lot of step-by-step instructions so that you really don't even have to think too much about it, but you can pull off a great meal any day of the week. So the corn is removed. I have that here. And the next step is telling me to prepare the cilantro. And a couple things about this. I actually already used cilantro for a recipe earlier in this week, so I just stored it in a plastic bag wrapped in a moist paper towel. And I kind of encourage you to clean your herbs when you come back from the store anyway. And that way, when it comes time to cook a meal, you have less prep work, and it's a little less daunting because you're like, oh, I have to chop this or that. No, you have a baggie of it. It's all ready to go. It's already cleaned up. And it just is that much simpler. The other thing that I want to point out is on this step, it's telling me that I need 3 tablespoons of cilantro for the corn and cilantro rice. However, it's also warning me that coming up when I start doing prep for the chicken lettuce cups that I'm going to need another tablespoon. So it's sort of a friendly way of saying like, hey, you're going to need cilantro in 2 different recipes. Feel free to go ahead and prep all of it now. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to chop up 4 tablespoons. And another thing is it's telling me to add the 3 tablespoons right to the corn, which I try to do that as I'm writing these recipes, is give you consolidation tips. You know, we're going to be using a lot of ingredients, a lot of fresh ingredients, and if I can help you kind of consolidate and use less dishes in that process, I will do that. So it's telling me that I can add these 3 tablespoons of cilantro directly to the corn, which means they must be going into the recipe at the same time. So I've been going through a lot of the prep steps. I have my cilantro, my green onion, my garlic, my ginger all chopped up, and it smells amazing in here. And now I've gone ahead and mixed up this sauce that's going to be added to the chicken. So it includes things like soy sauce, toasted sesame oil, rice vinegar, a little bit of honey to add just a nice layer of sweetness, and some sriracha, which is a sun-dried chili sauce from basically a Thai sauce. It's super good. It adds a lot of depth of flavor and a little heat. If you're cooking for young kids, I only have about 1.5 tablespoons in here, so it's pretty mild on the spice, but if you aren't worried about kids and you like a lot of heat, just of course add more. And the one thing I wanted to say in terms of ingredients like this is, especially if you're starting out and trying to get into cooking, your pantry may be limited, and that's understandable. So I'd like you to look at these types of ingredients as sort of a long-term investment. If you have to go out and buy all these at one time, it's going to feel like cooking is expensive. But the truth is that once you have these, they'll last in your pantry for months, and you can make use of them, for months to come. So they're well worth the investment. We have a lot of recipes on cookingplanet.com where you can search by sriracha or search by soy sauce and find other recipes that you could put these ingredients to good use. So all said, when I say that one of the benefits to cooking at home more often is saving money, it's really the idea that all the things that I had to purchase fresh for this meal, like the ground chicken and then the produce items, all said came to about $16. So for 4 people, that's $4 a person. I mean, you're never going to get a restaurant meal this good and that affordable. So consider these type pantry stock ingredients that you'll build up an inventory and sort of have on hand to make dinner time really quick and enjoyable. And then these are the things that is really the cost of a particular recipe. So in this case, we have a and I shouldn't even say recipe, I mean $16, and that's a full meal for 4 people. So that's how cooking in the long run can save you money. All the prep work is done, and I'm actually into the cook mode now. And it's, I have the rice and the water in the pan already. I just wanted to speak with you for a second about coconut milk. Coconut milk that comes in a can is sort of a double-edged sword when it comes to healthy eating. So the good thing about it is that it's a great dairy-free alternative. And because it's dairy-free, it also has 0 cholesterol. However, the oddity of it is that it happens to be very high in saturated fat. So it's not necessarily the type of dietary substitution that you want to make multiple times a day, every single day of the week. But for a recipe like this, I really enjoy it because it adds this nice, rich, creamy texture to the rice with a little bit of sweetness. And frankly, when you're trying to eat healthy and work out, you're hungry and you need motivation. And eating well and feeling full is really good motivation. And that's what this coconut milk will do for this rice recipe. I'm having a little bit of difficulty opening the can. So while it's not, like I said, you're not going to eat this every day of the week and at every meal, it is about 110 calories for this recipe. The coconut milk serving per person is about 110 calories or so, and about 40 to 45% of your daily allotment of saturated fat. So full disclosure, it's kind of one of those substitutions that I wish was not so high in saturated fat, but just be mindful, especially if you're eating healthy all the rest of the day, you can kind of afford this in your diet. Okay, we are into the home stretch here. I can see that I have about 7.5 minutes left on the rice, and I've been breaking up my chicken as it cooks. The great thing about cooking ground chicken, too, for those of you who are uncomfortable cooking chicken, is that you can tell right away when it's cooked through. It's not like cooking a big giant chicken breast and hoping that it's not pink in the center when you put it on the table. So it's kind of a foolproof way to cook chicken. And it tells me that once it's not pink any longer, to add my carrots and my water chestnuts. And in this case, I'm using frozen carrots, but certainly you can use fresh if that's what you have on hand. I'm just going to add these in, give it a good stir, and now it's telling me to just cook a few more minutes until the chicken actually starts to brown. So you have that phase where your chicken is technically cooked, it's cooked through, we could eat it now, there's no rawness left, but I want to leave it on longer so that it actually starts to brown and caramelize, and those sugars in the meat just really start to lend that really nice caramelized flavor to it. Finish giving this a stir, and notice how everything literally is timing itself to be done right on time together. That is also the beauty of Cooking Planet. I'm going to remove the timer. Tells me once the rice is cooked to stir in the corn and the cilantro. Remember that stuff that we prepped earlier. See how nice it is that it's ready to go and I don't have to chop anything now? That looks amazing. Hi, so I'm all finished with the meal. I wish you could see. Can you see the steam coming out of everything? So the timing was just spot on. I love that about Cooking Planet. And I've transferred the chicken mix over into a bowl so I can serve it sort of family style. I'm just going to scoop some rice out onto my plate. And you can smell the bit of coconut milk, but it's not overwhelming. And I love corn kernels. I love fresh corn kernels, so I'm all about that. Oh, I was just going to scoop the meat right onto my plate. You could do that too, of course. So you just let everyone make their own lettuce cups. And if you're serving some kids, they will love this. It'll be sort of like a healthy taco night almost. And that's the other benefit about cooking at home more often. It's just the amount of time you get to spend with friends or family. Just invite everybody into the kitchen with you, cook along, and then enjoy, I'm going to make one more, enjoy the fruits of your labor over a nice dinner. And there you have it. Low guilt, high flavor. Look it up on the website and cook some for yourself tonight. Thanks for joining us, and try us again for another video blog soon. Thanks.